Morning Ipoh, Ciao Shangau Ipoh, Chosan Ipoh, Kale Wanakam Ipoh, Sastriyakal, and Kopi Osya. The third episode of Morning Ipoh with Katie under the radio, television, Bandera Ipoh will take us to a very unique and incredible place that all of you know. So why don't you just take a short break, listen to me, and I'll tell you all about it. The only hint or clue I can give you is that this place is situated in Tasik Jaya in Ipoh City. We see you in a bit. And right now, of course, is the special car that I'm sitting in, the classic Austin, belonging to a member of the Perak Classic Drivers, Tuan Syed Jamaludin. A chance for this car, which is the official car, the mascot of Morning Ipoh with Katie. A chance for us to talk about classic cars, we talk about places of worship, and we speak about what is great in Ipoh City. We see you in a bit. And I promise you today one will be an interesting one. The color of prosperity, red, will be highlighted in this episode. Thank you.
Wow, I just arrived at the destination at Tasik Jaya in Ipoh, and thank you very much, Tuan Syed, for the pleasure of me sitting in this incredible 1962 Austin Classic, which basically is a London taxi cab. And this is also something very close to me because this is the year I was born. So the car and myself, we are both 58 years old. Thank you very much. This will be the official car for the programs which involve Morning Ipoh with Katie. And we're now ready for our special visit to a place of worship. Morning Ipoh with Katie, the third episode, takes me to a wonderful and incredible place of worship. Introducing Masjid Cina Muhammadiyah, which is located at Tasik Jaya in Ipoh City. And this morning, joining me is the chairman, Yang Bahagia Dato Dr. Fadzli Cheah Abdullah. Good morning, Dato.
Good morning, Mr. Billy.
My first question, Dato, will be, before I speak about the mosque, is your profession as a very prominent and a popular brain surgeon, which I know will take much of your time at KPJ Ipoh Specialist. How do you, Dato, divide your time being a neurosurgeon and your time spent at the mosque?
Yeah, Mr. Billy, this is a question that I have been frequently asked. How you juggle your time between your work and your other commitments. I came back as a neurosurgeon in 1983 from Scotland, and I started work in KBJ Ipoh Specialist in 1990. So it's about about 30 years now. So in the first 5 years, I was the only neurosurgeon in the whole state of Perak.
Wow.
And I was totally engrossed with work, and there's no time for other things. Yeah, but as time go on, you feel that your life is not just surgery and patient. There's other responsibility to the society and to yourself and to God and to the community. So that's where in 2007 I became the chairman of the Association of Malaysian Chinese Muslim, MACMA, as a Ipoh branch. We founded that in 2007, and also at one time I was also appointed as a medical director of KVJ Ipoh Specialist Hospital for 10 years. Yeah. So to juggle this time, I think the only blessing I got is that Allah has given me the health and the intuition and the motivation, and most important, with granted me the peace and tranquility in doing this work. As long as you feel peaceful and you enjoy doing what you do, I think time will be allocated by Allah. Each one of us have 24 hours in a day, and then which just depend how you use your time and how you sort of feel that you benefit yourself and benefit others, and you feel peaceful with your work. I think it doesn't become a burden, and you will enjoy it.
Thank you, Dato. I can see you spoke with passion, you spoke from the heart, and as an Ipohite, I would like to thank you, a person of caliber, a person who's a professional, who can find time to look back at the roots and humility, to look back at what is juggling among work and returning back to the society in terms of worship. Dato, this morning, if possible, since you are from a Chinese origin, converted into a Muslim, can you please explain this incredible tree that I've seen this morning here? This tree which looks so wonderful, and I like it because the birds are all chipping away. Is this a tree of happiness?
Yes, it's a tree of happiness, also a tree of serenity and tranquility. It gives you a sense of peace when you look at this. It's a willow tree, and one of the very popular trees in China. And together with this, we have the bamboo tree as well, and also the date palm that is signified quite commonly in the Arab country for mosque. I think our unique features of this mosque is a mosque in a garden. That's why you find that there are greenery, trees, flowers within the mosque itself, which attract the birds, I think, and really give you a peaceful feeling when you come and do your prayer here.
I totally agree, because from the hustle bustle of the city, when I came over here, it is so tranquil, so peaceful, and so incredible. And I can see, Dato, the color red, including the color of outfits, has shown prosperity, happiness, joy, and incredible peace in mind. This is the first segment, because right now I'm given the honor by Dr. Fadzli to have a visit at the facilities of Masjid Muhammadiyah, and we see you soon at the second segment of Morning Ipoh with Katie at Masjid Cina Muhammadiyah, right here at Tasik Jaya in Ipoh.
There is a poem that speaks 1,000 images, one that locks your love in place and catches your dreams and transports you where life is simple and filled with innocence. You bathe in the warm embrace of Mother Nature before taking the path into the belly of the earth and feel the cool air on your face among the time-sculpted walls with eternal love smiling at you from above. You pay solemn respect to an esteemed ancestor and marvel at the way he lived. It is said that love never dies, and you see an enchanting castle replete with spirits that linger gently in the catacombs of your mind. You arrive as a stranger, yet somehow feel that you are part of the rich architectural heritage of the land. yourself in that vast landscape of lushness that surrounds you and welcomes you to a flowery garden where every step you take is a lesson in being one with nature. You see a golden dome shimmering under the glare of heaven's eye, testament to the grace and majesty of the Almighty. You run and watch in amazement, a delightful behavior of God's creatures. Day turns to night. Nocturnal creatures come out to play and feast. You catch sight of a wondrous lake where locals sway in tune to a silent rhythm. There is also a monument where you catch a glimpse of tradition's past. You step into a sanctuary to pay a visit to a dear old friend and his countless children. Embrace nature as you find yourself beside a peaceful lake, surrounded by an ancient rainforest, older than the Amazon. A broad smile crosses your face as you hang in the air, watching a magnificent river gushing down the side of a hill. A splash of crystal clear water refreshes you as you awake on an island. Perched on a rock, you mark the soil with love as an ode to Perak, the land of grace. We love Perak, and so will you.
Morning Ipoh with Katie, second segment. As we have seen earlier on how Dato Dr. Fadzli has mentioned about the existence of Masjid Muhammadiyah, his involvement, how he took the trouble to speak to his colleagues at KPJ, donation from the public, to make this dream become a reality. Of course, Dato, maintaining a mosque is never easy, right? Because you're speaking about present, future and beyond. What do you think, Dato, will be your idea of how you're going to keep maintaining this place of worship called Masjid Muhammadiyah?
Yes, Mr. Bill. This mosque has a long history. Yeah. It started in 1980 as a small surau. It was the initiative of one of the pioneers, the Haji Abdul Latif bin Haji Muhammad Qasim, who is one of the Malay who stay here in this Taman Tasik, which is largely populated by non-Muslim. So he, with a small group of friends, with their own personal donation and sacrifice, they built a small surau, which is became a madrasah in 1980. At that time, the surau can only accommodate 50 people.
Okay.
Compared to now, it's 1,000 plus.
Wow.
Yeah. So at that time, it was adequate in the beginning, but with the influx of immigrant foreign workers, especially for the Tasik industrial region here, there's an increased demand for place to worship, and that small surau definitely cannot accommodate this large number. And they have the plan. In fact, they have started to expand the facility, and then also acquired this piece of land, which was empty at that time, with the intention of building a masjid. In fact, the surau was upgraded to be a masjid in 2007. Yeah, and then with the initiative by the then director of the Perak Islamic Department, Dato Cheah Muhammad Noor Mansur, and also one of the member of the Council of the Religious Affairs of Perak, Tan Sri Ahmad Azizuddin bin Haji Zainal. They come together and want to build a mosque in this area. And the idea of having a Chinese mosque concur with the idea of the Malaysian Chinese Muslim Association, MACMA. At that time, I was the president, and we formed this association branch of Ipoh in 2007. So our idea concur, and we came together. In fact, they invited me to be part of the building committee for this mosque. And Alhamdulillah, with the donation that we gather from the state, which is $500,000, and 2 million donation from the there's the Majlis Agama Islam Perak, and the federal government donation of 1 million, and public donation of another $500,000.
Wow.
We managed to gather 4 million to build this mosque, which was completed in 2013. And this mosque was officially officiated by our Tuanku Sultan in July 2014. And we started having our prayer back in 2013 July, in the holy month of Ramadan. So as you say, to build a mosque is one thing, to maintain it is another problem. To maintain it in this state, and also to attract more people, ahli karya, or even non-Muslim, to come here. This mosque has a unique features of Chinese architecture, right? With the red color, with the theme of an open concept. A mosque in the garden, featuring the attractive part, most attractive part of the mosque is the tiles. The tiles is imported from Lokyang, China. Oh. And we took the craftsmen from China to lay out the tiles, the roof. It wasn't the easy task, but this is the main attractive features. With the uniqueness of this, it has attracted a lot of attention, not just from the Muslim, but also from the non-Muslim. Some Muslims are asked, hey, with this architecture, can we pray here? Of course you can. For Muslim, we can pray anywhere as long as clean. The structure itself is not the most important features. And for a non-Muslim who pass by here, even my friend, colleagues working in Ipoh specialists, they say, can I visit this place? It looks like a temple, but you say it's a mosque. Can we go inside and have a look? Of course, they're welcome. We welcome all visitors, from not just local, but also from overseas. We have visitors from China, Taiwan, Japan, USA, and Europe. They're all attracted by these features. In fact, one of the Japanese, they were so excited. And then he won our Billah. Hey, can you show me how you pray? So our Billah obliged and show him how to do the prayer rituals, and they are quite impressed. Show them why we want to take the wudu, I mean the cleansing before the salat, before the prayer. The pillars, that we use the pillars. It's a way of, we try to explain our religion to them. That our religion, Islam, is not a terrorist organization. We are a loving, caring religion. And this is the religion that we trust. And also the uniqueness of these features is to send a message to the public that when you embrace Islam, you are not embracing Malay religion. It's a religion for all. Islam is universal. So we are not Masuk Islam. We are still Chinese. We just embrace Islam, which is a universal religion. And we are allowed to carry out our cultural activities. That our heritage is not being disowned. We don't forget our roots. we still can do our cultural activity like Chinese New Year, our Chang Festival, our Mid-Autumn Festival without problem, as long as it doesn't contradict the teaching of Islam. Most cultural activity actually don't contradict. So we have a lot of activities here. So this mosque is about 1 hectare big. So on the busy day, like example, like in the fasting month, we have the buka puasa here every day without pay during the fasting month, and sponsored by friends and volunteers, and we are very successful in that. A single day, a single night buka puasa might take about 500 to 600. Sometimes we also work very closely with the Para Indian Muslim Association, and when they come and join a buka puasa, it's more than 1,000 people in the night.
Wow, I can see that, Dato, you spoke very elaborately on the religion, on how you managed to come to this journey. And I thank Almighty for a person like you, with your vision, with all the teamwork you have done, with all the ideas you have put in, that you have selected Tasik Jaya to become an attraction, an icon for many places across the world. So my invitation together, Dato, will be, regardless of what race you are, if you are born in Ipoh, but now already a PR overseas, believe me, after COVID-19 pandemic, your bucket list will be to visit your place of birth, including your added family. If you have married a foreigner, it's time for you to come back to Ipoh. Ipoh now is not the Ipoh we knew 20 years ago. Attractions keep adding on. What with people like Dr. Fadzli Cheah, who took the trouble to bring Ipoh up to a higher pedestal for different races, faces, ages and places, put together is where we call unity. Malaysia, of course, to me, is heaven on earth, a place where we call home. For example, Dato, my mom is a Chinese, my father is an Indian, but I look like a Malay. And I have 2 younger brothers who has converted to Islam. And this is definitely something very, very interesting. And today, the honor given to me by this great man for me to come visit this place, which I find is truly defying moments. A moment where you can see that the color rate of prosperity is there, the cleanliness of the place is so wonderful. Although it looks like the place is only built about a few months ago. It is so clean that I can actually sit and sleep anywhere I want. And this is truly an incredible place where Masjid China Muhammadiyah should be your next place of visit for us to bring Ipoh, which we all love, to a higher pedestal in terms of tourism, in terms of religion, in terms of putting everything together. Dato, you spoke very well, Dato. I think this will actually conclude our second segment. We move on to the third segment, the final one, where we speak about the plans of expansion of Masjid Muhammadiyah and how all of you can help assist to make sure that their expansion plan becomes a reality in months or years to come. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thank you.
Morning Ipoh with Katie, the third segment. I tell you, today is such a wonderful morning for me to learn so much from Dr. Fadzli. And Dato, I want to ask you that the whole world was shocked and surprised as the COVID pandemic came in March. How was the standard operating procedure done during this period?
The COVID, as you say, is really a challenging time, not just for the mosque, our mosque, also for the all humanity in the world. So we actually face a tough time, but the important thing is we have to learn how to flatten the curve of the COVID-19, and the mosque play a very active part in making sure the standard operative procedure are strictly adherent to. That means wearing the mask, physical distancing, wash your hand, take your wudu at home, and bring your sajada. And when you come in, you must check your temperature and make sure you confirm your signage, confirm your attendance. I think the COVID have opened up our mindset that the Almighty has many ways of challenging us and testing us. We accept it in total submission. It's a challenge, and we can do it well. The mosque has, as you say, we actually follow the SOP very strictly, and with the open concept, we can able to accommodate quite a number of people who come to the Friday prayers.
Thank you, Dato. I want to thank you because of your very strict standard operating procedure SOP. We believe that the whole area in Tasik is under control. Dato, do you see Masjid Muhammadiyah only as a place for you come for prayers, or do you see on a more larger view and scale?
Yeah, this is one thing that we have to emphasize. The mosque, of course, is primarily for prayers, but it's not only for prayers. The mosque has other important roles to play. It has a responsibility, important role to play for the community, for the people, for the education purpose, not just for da'wah. Of course, the da'wah, the spreading our faith is an important responsibility for all Muslims. But that's why we are actually encouraging all the activities that is the benefit for the community, and community meanings both Muslim and non-Muslim, and also all sort of strata of our citizens, so that they can have play an important role in this mosque development. That for instance, even when we have the fasting month of Buka Puasa, we invite non-Muslim to be part of the fasting month, so that they have the experience what a fasting month is like. So things like that, we open the mindset, also share our experience, and in order to promote harmony, as you mentioned, and unity among all the stratas of society in this country.
Fantastic. I look forward, Dato, to join you for the Buka Puasa session next year. Hopefully we are all in good hands after the COVID pandemic. Dato, we come to a very important part, which earlier on I wanted to ask you, but I always say I would like to keep the best for last. This question is about the expansion plan, about your phase 2, and about what, Dato, being a neurosurgeon, a person who basically operates brain, but believe me, Dr. Fadzli Cheah has got a brain of his own, a brain which is adventurous, a brain which would like to know how you're able to plan future and beyond. So please, Dato, explain about the expansion plan you have in mind.
In fact, the expansion plan has been ingrained right from the beginning of the building of the first phase, but because of the financial constraint, we break up into 2 phases. So the second phase to build a center for community activity, for cultural activity, and for educational activity, and for da'wah. The main thing is to so that the different people in the country, regardless of their religion, background, or races, or occupational or society status, to come together in this community center, and so that we can promote harmony and better understanding of the Islam. Also for us Muslims to understand the other religions, so that we live in a very harmonious and with a deep understanding of each other, tolerance, love each other, love your neighbor, with the best wishes for our country to flourish, even in this especially in this difficult time of pandemic. I think it's very important. But of course, at the moment we have to observe our social distancing. So we plan to renovate, in fact not renovate, plan to extend to our second phase in the old surau, which are going to break down and build a new one, the big community hall for all.
In conclusion, Dato, I believe you have spoken very well. You spoke about unity, you spoke about the races in Malaysia, you speak about welcoming the non-Muslims here, for us to share, for us to care, for us to love each other. And it's what the world is all about. After the COVID pandemic, we will come into a particular focus that life is short, life needs to be meaningful, and a place of worship like Masjid Muhammadiyah is here to assist, to care, and for you all to love as Malaysians. We can be from different races, but at the end of the day, we are humans. The human race always would love to embrace, would love to share and care. And today, the incredible moments of speaking to a person like Dr. Fadzli Cheah has changed our mindset that in this world, we need to have more persons like you. So with that, Dato, I thank you very much. I know you're a Chinese, I'm half Chinese. So cảm ơn Dato, 我好恭喜你，好唔該晒你啊！有咁嘅機會同你講好多 information 啊，我今日都學到好多嘢。謝謝你，Dato，唔該晒。
謝謝，唔該晒，唔該晒。
So, morning Ipoh with Katie, topics of interest, where we happen to realize episode 1 was taken at the City Council, episode 2 was at Sunway, Loswa, Tambun, and our third episode takes us to Masjid Muhammadiyah Ipoh. We will not stop here. We will continue to look forward to entrepreneurs, to businessmen, to people who has made Ipoh proud, and this will continue, believe me, until we make Ipoh known, not only in Malaysia, but throughout the world. So, Dato, any words of wisdom before we end this special morning talk?
Yes, I think the message against the same message from the mosque and from myself, that Islam is universal, is meant for all, is for alarming for all creatures in the universe. So we want to live peacefully and help each other, and we are brother and sister. We are from the same ancestor, Adam, so which we all believe, and we look forward to more visitors coming to this place to share with us your experience and to help us to develop the Pasar Dua, which we are still short of fund. So any donation would be very much welcome. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Terima kasih. 謝謝。唔該晒 Mr. Andre.